for your convenience, you can call me Lee. So yesterday I learned this. They call getting on the frequency of your goal. This from one of their seminars from Miss Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher. So that's what I learned. I share with you, and if you like it, you share with others too, okay? And that's started from Sandy Gallagher. Are you mind stretching on what you want? Here's something to really keep in mind. When choosing a goal, you should be wise to remember that you are treating your life for that goal. Remember the first time Bob said that, I thought, wow, you're literally treating your life for whatever goal you pick. It's worthy of you, not you are worthy of it. I don't know why this one comes like this, but anyway, let me see. Okay, yeah. And then it is worthy of you that you are going to spend your life on this goal. Remember they're talking about the 3 types of a goal, like A, B, C type. Most of us make a goal, it's just like we can see. That's not really a goal. Think about this goal is you have to treat your life for that. And of course, she's talking about, she tried to buy her house, but then she just kind of used her imagination thing. It works, right? And then she mentioned the house and the story I told you there. That wasn't incredibly powerful. And I want to do that because I want to see that I could get myself to stretch so huge. I remember one time my dad said to me, isn't it really that important to get a house? And then she said, when I was tried to telling him the importance of this, it wasn't the house. It is who I had to become in the process of getting the house. But the goal I really fell in love with for the first time when I really started stretching was thinking into results. And creating this program with Bob. There was a name for it in that seminar. I just wanted to create a program with Bob to bring into the boardrooms and the executive office, so I came up with the name shortly after. That thinking into result, and I kept thinking about what Bob said. Is this worthy trading your life for? And when I let my imagination take off and just see the impact it could have, in my mind, it was just like these waves of impact and the program, and it would impact people in the boardroom and it would impact people in the executive offices, but then it would impact their family and their communities and ultimately the world. And part of me was thinking, well, wow, that's really getting big. And you thinking that it seemed like kind of crazy. But then the other part of me was like, no, it would have a huge impact. And I started to visualizing people coming up to me and telling me what impact this had on them in their family and company and their community. I visualized getting emails from people telling me this, and I was starting thinking. And reached Napoleon Hill, and he was talking about ideas, and he said, at first you need to nurse them and entice them and feed them to remain alive, but then they become a giant of their own, and they feed and nurse and then entice you. So you have to fall so much in love with the idea and what you can do with this idea. That's literally become a giant, and feeds and nurses and entice you. And when you latch on the goal like that, it's so incredible, powerful. And then when it starts happening in your physical world, you start to go, wow, I do have this power inside me. I was studying touching lightly. Basically, I know she, I believe in their program, they suggest to study something. So she's studying this called touching lightly. And she said it's a kind of a hard to read. But anyway, she mentioned something that's the 12-word wrote this. And she said when you get into it, but there's this point that I keep repeating over and over and over again. He said, within you, your power is a mind. And he said, it's core of everything and it's a universal mind that is within you. And he said, you got to stand firm within you with the power right within you. And he said, don't rely on something outside of you, something external. And when I read that, I think about the picture myself, like you lean up against this, because she's on the stage just leaning on something, and she said this kind of her support point. But then if it breaks, you have no power, so you give up your power. But if you recognize the power within you and how you are working with this universe mind, you are working with the laws, you are working in harmony with it, and there is an energy that's flow to and through you all the time. Bob talked right at the beginning about what we are going to do with the goal creation is we are moving and changing energy. When he first said that, I had no clue what he was talking about. But we are moving, we're shaping energy. It's an differences as it is going to and through us, and it's our goal that is going to shape it for us. We talk that, we manipulate, we move it, and that creates result in our life. So what is the goal? That's how you differentiate this unlimited power and energy. Is it worth treating your life when you think about your goal and think about you already achieved your goal? What are the results that is created? See, when I fell in love with that idea of thinking into result and it's just seeing the impact it could have on people, that just set something on fire within me. And I just kept falling more and more in love with the idea. We ended up form a company just for the purpose of creating the program. And I came up with a formation. I'm so happy and grateful now that we are making millions in life. Success Corporate, that was the name of the company we formed as we helping executives, entrepreneurs, and employees worldwide connect to their higher side and lead more productivity, fulfillment, and enriching life. Now for me, that was just a beautiful feeling inside, and I would say it over and over, and I really connect with it. What is your affirmation? See, if you have goals, she tried to tell you to do the affirmation, right? What is your goal? And like we just said, and we just read it doesn't matter what anybody else think you should do, you should be doing. It doesn't even matter if you think you have the experience and the talent and the ability to do it. If you fall in love with it, you have it. You have what it takes right here, right now. So you are treating your life for it. What is it? You are treating your life for that your life is not a practice run. This is a beautiful cars, a house, vacations, probably on everybody's shopping list. But I have not met any person who would treat their life for any one of those things. You have infinite potential. There's no one alive who can accurately guess at what you are capable of accomplishing, regardless of the conditions or circumstances that may be presently affect your life. I suggest you mentally set aside any feeling of lacking or limitation and attempt to follow the instruction that I'm but sharing with you. There's a really possibility that by doing this, your life will never be the same again, but only you can latch on the big goals that's going to make all this change in your life. And then she asking, do anybody guy, they have goals. So she interviews, she asked someone. So I don't need repeat that part. But from what I understand now, think about it. When you set your goal, you want that big. You stretch yourself. That's why you can, like whatever you can think, you can get it, right? So we can use our power to, this everything in here. And then we continue talking about you're looking at that hillside, whereas in our fashion. No, I'm sorry, I read the wrong one. I should do this part. Anyways, let me just repeat here. Basically, I believe this part is supposed to be Miss Bob Proctor talking about, Napoleon Hill said imagination is literally the workshop where in our fashion all plans created by us. So you can put your imagination to work. You create the position now. Leave it now. Don't make it in the future. Oh, now I got this part because remember I said Sandy asked the guy the goal when he mentioned, so Mr. Bob Proctor dropping. There's also important things to you to remember. You use your imagination. Imagine what's going to happen, but then you have to bring that one to now. So you leave now. So that's very important. Not future. You leave now. Okay, so now we'll continue doing this, okay? And dealing with your goal, you are dreaming with the present tense, not the future. There isn't any future. That's illusion. You are always dealing in now. That you may totally think about out of the box. That's still right. Yes. Imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivable, powerful force that the world has now ever known, and we are going to get to work for us. We are the only form of the life. We know that there's an imagination, seeing all the other little creatures I often mentioned are completely at home in their environment. They blend in. We are not at home in our environment. We are totally disoriented in our environment. And that because we have been given that creative faculties to create our own environment. If we just going to go along with everything that's always been there, that's where we're going to stay. We will get to create something new. We will going to go where no one ever been. That's what we are designed to do. Just think of some of your early history classes as little kids in school, and then look at the world you live in today. You don't even think you have to go back. Just look at the last 10 years. Stop and think what this little things is called phone. And then now Miss Bob hold the phone, right? Said they call phone, but the phone is only little part, a small part of it. Thinking we can just take picture and then he play send, and you can just get from the other side of the world, right? And he continues that that's always been able to happen. We just weren't aware of how to do it. It's people that use their imagination that really get locked into this and then make those things happen. And then he mentioned Sandy make a program to try to help million more people. Think about that's big. when you really send your goal, like you stretch yourself, you can help million people, right? That's why Sandy, when she's talking, she gets so excited, right? And here Sandy says something continues. It's like a first seminar with Bob, and he's talking there, and he's talking about how you get what you want. And he said you want to use your imagination and really tap into your imagination. He said you want to start with a fantasy, like just fantasizing and build a big, beautiful picture, and then you just impress it upon your subconscious mind, and you get emotional involved with it and have it. And then I'm sitting inside my head, like I'm sitting there inside my head, and I'm saying, how am I going to explain this to my dad and my law colleagues? It's okay, the dad, he said, he did said he didn't make it through high school, but he had really good result in his life, and he's saying he's just fantasizing, just build this picture. And at first I almost missed it, because we are so programmed to believe it's degrees you get, it's education you get, it's mechanics getting into it. Mechanics that's going to get you what you want. Remember, Miss Bopper kept asking her, what do you really want? What do you really want? See, that's only what you really want to get you working. And then he said, it can stop you in your tracks. But I'm like looking at him, he's knowing he's very known all over the world. He's helping so many people achieve things in their life. The people become they always want to be, and that bring great joy to others in their life. And I thought, what I'm going to listen to what he tells me to do, and I'm going to do it, unless I found out he doesn't know what he's talking about. And then she continued mention Miss Bob Proctor, because he learned every single day. So whatever you ask him, it's like his knowledge there's no bottom. But also one of the videos I watching, Mr. Bob Proctor mentioned, it is like a no bottom, because basically the thing about you dealing with the infinite. That's also he mentioned learning is lifelong process. So you have to learn every single day. That's also why I told you guys I found my own learning, like I have to learn in relaxed mood, at my speed. That's why I refuse to join any of the program, even they get Miss Bob Proctor, because they offer the program, because I know now I find myself. That's also, remember, everybody different. After you find your true you have to stand firmly, like Sandy talking about here, the power within you. So you have to stand there firmly. As long as you study every day, of course you need a really self-discipline, because I really learn every day. But then also you have to be in harmony with the universe. That's the only way you can win, because think about everything is operated by law. Universe law is not man-made, and so man cannot change it. Or if you want really success, you have to be in harmony with it. Now, we living in the world, like whatever your working place, you always have those troublemakers, right, that make you upset. And then as naturally, we always fighting back. Like I told you guys before then, like especially when people, normally I don't fight, but when people lying, they just in front of your face lie, I argue with them. But now after I think that one time I'm talking about, there's a story they're talking about 3 by 8 equals 21. They have this joke. Maybe one day I told you guys, because this is long enough, almost 20 minutes already, so I won't say. But anyway, after that, I won't argue anymore. But now, since I aware I'm, in my mind, this divine always working, so I be sweet with everybody, right? So now from understanding, I would even argue. I just I will then their point why they doing those. But all you can get your understanding, you have to study. When every single day you study, you will get in, like, know why this thing happened. And also I realized why, maybe because in my personality, because when I came to New York, think about, like, I'm come from China, and then when I'm working in the Manhattan, some people, they do judge you. They say bad about you. But for me, I never judge anybody by their nationalities. I just treat every single one as a human being. So now I know it's kind of called unconscious competence, because when you treat others good, you can get those things back. Because later on, I earn my respect. Because one time I have a joking with one of my manager. She was very, very sweet lady. She's African American. We were joking. After we know each other, we're joking. I said, you know what? In the real life, even though they're talking about the fair, but it's not really fair. We do judge each other, because I would joke and say, see, I'm Chinese, you are the black. But then they do judge us until we really know each other. That time we won't judge. We don't see our color anymore. We just see this nice human being. So beware, because we live in the real world. You're still dealing with people who judge you, give you bad comment, but don't let them get you. As long as you know you're good, you do things from heart, you speak truth, you win all the time. Okay? Anyway, I hope you like this message. But anyway, just like I said, when you make your goal, like Sandy talk, make big one. You can stretch. Don't think about you lose. As long you can see it, you can get it. And also, all success, just as long you do what you love what you do, that's success. Don't compare. Everything just is. Human make this big or small. So as long you happy what you're doing, and don't let others control you. As long you're happy and you're working in harmony with the universe, and that's good. Just follow your heart. Okay? Talk to you soon.